Hey guys, this is Jeremy doing direct mail, and I ran into this really interesting article the other day, which is all about how US consumers are spending less in even essential goods and services. I want to talk about this article because it's very interesting. It kind of shows why more people need to do direct mail because really people are spending less. They're really feeling the effects of the economy, and they need more incentive to go out and spend money. So we'll read this article and we'll highlight a couple of the key points. So, as inflation continues to pressure customers, they expect to spend less this summer on personal care products, which is considered an essential, and restaurants, travel and entertainment, according to the 2024 KPMG Consumer Pulse Survey. Consumers are tightening their belts another notch as they hunt for discounts, and even some essentials are being impacted. We've already seen a few retailers lower prices as they look to maintain the balance between their margins and demand. If consumers continue to tighten their spending, retailers will want to consider whether placing more emphasis on product sizing and the experience they offer consumers may be more effective in the long run than just lowering prices. So lowering prices is a great way to kind of get people in the door, but is it really sustainable, right? You want to make sure that you have the profit margins in place, but you also want to add value to the customer. We're going to keep on reading because there's some more information in here. The KPMG survey captures the sentiment of nearly 1,100 adults, consumer nationwide, on spending, inflation, shopping preferences, including direct-to-consumer, paid membership, and data collection, among numerous topics. About 1 in 5 consumers, which is 21%, anticipate spending more on personal care products this summer. So that's great, That makes sense, right? Inflation, everything's costing more, but only 1 in 5 think that they're going to have to spend more, which is a significant drop from a year ago when about 1/3 expected to do so. For grocery spending, over 50% of consumers think they will spend more on groceries this summer. And I think that's also tied to inflation. There's a split on online spending on essentials. So anywhere from 53% to 65% of consumers plan to maintain the same amount of online spending on essentials, but only grocery. 29 expect to spend more. 18 say they're going to spend less. Automotive categories have a net set of consumers spending more. Personal care products and prescription medicines are expected to have a net less spend online. So I got customers that are in all of these industries, right? Groceries, automotive, personal care, and medicine. So, a lot of these categories, people are expecting this to pay more. But even still, you want to make sure you're still attracting these customers, right? Because if you're expecting to pay more in all the categories, you're going to have a strategic advantage by being able to offer a discount or being able to just promote your business to them, because then they'll come to you first. We're going to keep going here. Experiences under scrutiny. At the same time, consumers expect to reduce spending on experiences this summer as a net set of consumers plan to spend less on out-of-home entertainment, restaurants, and travel and vacations. That's kind of concerning, right? And right now it's July 15th, and we're seeing this a lot in New Jersey. Here in New Jersey, a lot of restaurants, with the summer heat and with people on summer vacation, we're not seeing as many people showing up to the restaurants to to eat out, to order food, and it's kind of concerning. I mean, this happens every July, but it's more so this year, and the heat also kind of contributing to it. But people right here selling, consumers are planning to spend less. So we need to kind of entice them to come in, entice them to spend. Almost 3 times as many consumers anticipate spending less than more on out-of-home entertainment. What this means is 43% of the consumers anticipate spending less on home entertainment, and only 15% expect on spending more. So even with inflation, where all the prices are going up, consumers are choosing to spend less on home entertainment. So how are you going to differentiate yourself so that way consumers can choose to spend with you? And one of the key ways to do that is with the mail. You can advertise, but with the mail, having a coupon there, letting people know, having a good offer at 10% off is really going to drive people to come in. So that way they feel like they're actually spending less. And it helps, align with what their priorities are, spending less on home entertainment. Almost twice as many consumers plan to spend less on restaurants than more. Same thing with restaurants here. 41% of consumers are going to spend less on restaurants, and only 21% are expecting to pay more on restaurants. So restaurants, what you got to do here is you really have to reach out to local households and give them an offer so that way they can keep coming in. I know when I talk to some businesses are concerned that they're going to be like training their customers to using coupons, but you'll see here, customers are not going to come in if they're not spending less. And a customer that's spending less, even with your margins, even with the coupon, is much better than a customer not spending at all. So you want to advertise, you want to send out those coupons. That way people continue to spend, even if they're spending a little bit less. That's how you're going to keep them coming in as well, And then, as it mentioned above, with your experience, with your quality, that's how you're going to get people to keep coming in and still spend more. You can get them to be one of those 21%. Last year, a net amount expected to spend more. So yeah, last year was a better year for restaurants and home entertainment. Customers expected to spend more. A net number of consumers anticipate spending less on travel and vacations. The opposite of last year's survey findings. That is very interesting. But this is actually great for direct mail, right? Because that means more people will be home and not away, not traveling, not vacationing. So people will be home, and this is great news for us. Bad news for the economy though, because traveling and vacations, that's important. People need some time to recharge and to relax, and if they can't afford it, then we need to find a way that we can help them out so that way they can recharge and relax. On average, consumers think they will reduce their monthly spend on restaurants by 9%. This is huge, I know in the areas that we're mailing to in New Jersey, our average consumer, depending upon the area, will spend anywhere from $4,000 a year to up to $11,000 a year on restaurants. So if they're reducing that by almost 10%, that's $450 that they're not spending on restaurants, or $1,100 they're not spending on restaurants. That's a huge chunk of change that you can be getting. And, you can get that by offering a 10% discount, by offering some kind of incentive so that way you get people in. That's going to be really key. So that way you can get people to, even if they're reducing their monthly spend, you're going to be aligning with their goal. And what's better than aligning with your customer's goal by spending less? So it's very important. They're also spending less on entertainment and media by 8%, travel and vacations by 7%. Data collection findings call out lack of Gen Z awareness, cross-generation concern, and Gen AI discomfort. Surprisingly, tech-savvy Gen Z, 60%, is the least aware that companies gather data about their online activity to target them with personalized offers, but 75% of Gen Z are concerned about companies collecting their personal data. Overall, there's a consistent level of concern across all generations about companies collecting their personal data, yet more than half are willing to trade personal data for financial incentives, and 44% will do so for increased privacy controls. Here's another cool thing. One thing that I'm working with a lot of my local businesses, especially restaurants, is collecting your customers' email addresses, right? I mean, that is some personal data, their email address, but that's a nice way to kind of help, stay in contact with them, stay marketing to them. Even if, you're not able to mail out to them, at least you're going to get in their email box. It's a different type of marketing when you're doing the email versus when you're doing in mail, but get their email address, give them $5 off in exchange for their email address. This right here is telling you that customers, especially Gen Z, are willing to do that. Of those who are aware companies track online activity to develop personalized offers, only 29% are comfortable with the idea companies using Gen AI to analyze their personal data. Almost half are uncomfortable. So just be aware of how you're using AI when it comes to your business. Interest in paid memberships or subscription is strong across generations, with boomers trailing, but their reasons vary. Gen Z is attracted by improved quality or subscriptions as a main reason to currently consider paid memberships and subscriptions over 3 other reasons. Millennials cite convenience and improved quality or services as their top reasons, 59% for each. Cost savings are the top reason for Gen X and boomers, 66% and 65%. When it comes to making paid memberships or subscriptions more appealing, it is all about discounts, free or expedited shipping, and rewards program. So another thing you might want to consider is a membership program. I don't know if you guys are aware, but like even Panera Bread has a membership program, where they let you get free drinks. And it's something that you as a restaurant, you might want to consider offering this to your customers, where you can give them discounts. Not only do they get free drinks, but maybe they get some discounts on their regular food. Maybe they get something for free. Another nationwide company is like TGI Fridays. If you join their rewards program, you get free chips on every visit. Like, it doesn't really cost them much to give the customers chips and dip, salsa, but it is something that makes it more appealing. It's a discount, so something to consider, especially for you guys with restaurant businesses. About 3/4 of consumers are willing to pay less than $100 a month for all their memberships or subscriptions, with 45% willing to pay less than $25 a month. So yeah, you want to consider that, 3/4, 75% of people are willing to pay less than $100 per month. Half are willing to pay less than $25 a month. So you want to keep that in mind when you're implementing a membership program, because this is total for all of their memberships. And this includes, like Netflix, video streaming services and other subscriptions that they may have for other programs, So just something to think about. And yeah, that's what this article here is about. U.S. consumer spending cuts are now hitting essential goods and services and much valued experiences. What you want to do is you definitely want to utilize direct mail, so that way you can reach customers at their homes. Customers are not traveling as much, they're not vacationing as much this year, and they're intending on spending less on a lot of essential goods, including restaurants. So you want to send out mail to these households. You want to target households that are spending the most, because the data shows that households that make more and spend the most, they also tend to use coupons the most. So you want to target those homes. You want to have a great offer on there. Even if it's just something as simple as $5 off a $50 order, $10 off 50, whatever your margins can also allow for. You're not going to be training your customers to be using coupons, because these customers, they are already not spending money on restaurants. What was the number? 41% of customers plan to spend less on restaurants. So these 41% of customers, they are not coming. So you need to offer a discount. You are not training them to use discounts. You're getting a new customer. You're getting a consistent customer by mailing out to them. 21%, these customers are great, right? Because they're going to spend more on restaurants. 41%. You want to reach out to them. So have a good offer, have a good design. And one thing I want you all to know is, if you guys click on the link in the description, we actually help you out with direct mail in New Jersey and certain areas in the United States. We like to help out restaurants and other small businesses. We do the artwork, we do the print, we do the delivery to the post office. We handle it all for you, and we work in conjunction with you. So if you're interested in getting some mail out to local households that are part of your key target demographic, please feel free to reach out, fill out that form, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.